Everyone, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your report for the week of February 23rd, 2021. And we are in Pisces season, and you probably really feel it because Pisces is a very emotional water sign. And we had over the weekend Mercury stationed direct at 11 degrees and 1 minute of Aquarius. So now Mercury is direct, but a lot of people told me that they experienced miscommunication or computer glitches at the very end of the retrograde this past weekend. Very emotional energy. The sun entered the mutable water sign of Pisces, where it'll transit until March 20th, when we have the spring equinox and the sun enters Aries. So a lot of Pisces energy, because Venus, the planet of love and beauty and what you value, is also entering Pisces on February 25th, and it'll be transiting there until March 21st. It's very creative and empathetic and loving and beautiful in Pisces, but we're going to have Venus and the sun and Neptune, which is the ruler of Pisces, all transiting in the water sign of Pisces. So Pisces is creative. It's imaginative. It's idealistic. It can be delusional and deceptive in the lower or more challenging parts of it. It can be very, very intuitive and psychic, but you have to be wary of taking on other people's emotions, of seeing things through a very emotional lens, but also tapping into the very beautiful energy of Venus in Pisces, because it's exalted in Pisces. It's a really nice placement. It is so creative and so magical. So this would be a good time to try to immerse yourself more in creative projects and spiritual work, manifesting, meditation, yoga, whatever that is for you, doing artistic endeavors, because Venus in Pisces is lovely. And the other thing too is to bear in mind, we've had so much Uranian energy since the beginning of the year. It's been nonstop. Mercury it entered Aquarius on January 8th, just after we had that Saturn-Jupiter conjunction on the winter solstice at the very first degree of Aquarius, all about change and the future and chaos and brilliance, but also a lot of urgency with this. Aquarius is it seems like it's fast, rapid change. It's fixed change. It's stubborn energy, but it can be where you feel like you're going in a lot of different directions, not unlike when there's a lot of planets in Gemini, but it's just a little more anxious. It feels more, the anxiety factor definitely goes up with that, because Uranus rules the nervous system. So last week we had a big square. Saturn squared Uranus at 7 degrees of Aquarius and Taurus, and all of the fixed signs were impacted the most. And the fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And Saturn is how we structure things. It's how we contain things. It's how we catalyze our goals. It's rules and regulations and restrictions. Uranus is the planet of freedom, of chaos and ingenuity, but it's very unpredictable. So when the two square each other, and they haven't done so since July of 1999, November of 1999, and then again in May of 2000. And at that time, they were in the opposite signs. Saturn was transiting in the fixed earth sign of Taurus, and Uranus was transiting in the fixed air sign of Aquarius, which it rules. Saturn is in its dignity in Aquarius, where it is now, because it rules Aquarius in ancient astrology. But Taurus, Uranus does not like being in Taurus because it's a very fixed, slow-moving, stubborn earth sign. So it does not like all the chaos and rapid change. So there are a lot of growing pains with acclimating to this Aquarian energy. And we had that square on the 17th. But whether or not you have planets at 7 degrees of the fixed signs, everybody felt this. This could be sudden change inflicted on you. This could deal with work or responsibility because Saturn does rule those areas. It could be a sudden argument. We had Mercury at the end of the retrograde. Then Sun entered the sign of Pisces on the 18th. More emotional energy in the mix of this chaotic, frenzied energy. So that is very hard pace for all of us to keep up with. And one thing I've been doing really since last year when we were in the historical year of Capricorn, I started doing this thing I learned from a friend of mine. She's a hairdresser that's always busy. And so she's always setting, well, obviously you have to set your alarm if you're doing somebody's hair. But other than that, she does it for a lot of things she's doing. And I now have gotten to a point where I'm dealing with so much, various modes of technology or marketing or dealing with clients or whatever I'm doing. I'm in very many different directions. So I don't want to lose track of time, which any of us can do in, being locked in these circumstances, which we were, in dealing with so much technology, which inevitably we are with the age of Aquarius, that I have to remind myself, I have 30 minutes to then I have to, go on to this other venture. So I don't lose track of time. And that's the kind of energy, very frenetic energy that we're all going to be dealing with realistically the whole time that Saturn's in Aquarius, and it can be very exhausting and stressful. And a friend of mine said that she was taking a week off from, she's still doing certain things with social media for her business, but checking out a little bit. And I think that Saturn, in Aquarius is brilliant. It's very helpful for all of us to learn new things as we rebuild, to create new businesses, new positions, to help businesses transition, to learn so many new things, to connect and build community. But there is such an unpredictability, which is very stressful, and a lot going on at once. And so the Saturn-Uranus square was a big square. That was tough. And we had the terrible situation with Texas and other things going on last week that were not easy, that being the biggest one. That's a horrible situation. And, and electrical, Uranus rules electricity, it rules technology, it rules brilliance as well. So hopefully, and community. Right now, again, another reason, unfortunately, we need to build community. But they're going to square each other again 2 more times in the sky on June 14th at 13 degrees of the fixed signs, and on December 24th at 11 degrees of the fixed signs. So we are working with this energy all year. And also look back to 2008 to 2010. This commenced on November 4th of 2008, which was the election that year. We had Saturn oppose Uranus, the old opposite the new, and then they squared one another 2 more times. Now we have the squares that occurred in 99 to 2000, which were a turning point for many people, starting in the summer of 99 to May of 2000. And so, this is breaking away from a lot of old paradigms, as much as we did last year, but a lot more futuristic energy than last year. A lot more with technology and advancement in a very quick manner. So that is exciting, but it's been a little too much at once. So now that we're in Pisces season, it's time to get rest a little bit as you are able, time to be creative, time for self-care. We're going to have a full moon occur on February 28th at 8 degrees and 57 minutes of Virgo. And the full moon triggers the lunar eclipse that took place on November December 30th at 8 degrees and 38 minutes of Gemini. And so anything at 7 degrees of the mutable signs is at the world axis. And the mutable signs are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. So anybody that has planets or angles close to those degrees will feel it the most. But this is going to be a very emotional full moon because it's at the world axis, and we have 3 planets in the mutable water sign of Pisces. Pisces rules the ocean, among other things. So a flood of emotions. Feel the tears. Do some self-care. It's very, very creative energy with Venus transiting in Pisces. A lot of artists and musicians have a lot of Neptunian energy, whether it's Neptune planetary aspects that they have or a lot of planets in Pisces. It's very strong in creative people. So try to tap into your imagination because there will be times that you're feeling very lost in emotions, and we still have a lot of planets in Aquarius. Mercury will be in Aquarius until March 15th, but now it's direct, so it's more clear and it's moving ahead in a brilliant sign. Get rest. Big full moon over the weekend. It's going to be a creative one because the sun is sextiling Uranus that day, so that's energy and innovative. So innovation, creativity, but a lot of emotions. And probably many of you had either disagreements last week or unexpected news that was put upon you that you didn't know about. But whatever it is, you're working with this story more, as we get into the year in June and again in December, reframing that story, working with innovating new structures in your life. Full moon in Virgo at the world axis, lots of emotions, but we need to feel emotions. It's been a very painful year, and we also have had so much Aquarian cerebral air energy because Aquarius is an air sign. It's been a bit too much, again, too many twists and turns, so there we go. All right, thank you very much, and I wish you a lot of luck. Take care.